Let's look at the project-based learning sheet for the chapter Buildings, the Brooks. In this project-based learning sheet or PBL, we will cover the concept of vocabulary building. Here, learners will be able to respond verbally and in writing in English to questions based on day-to-day experiences, an article, story read, presenting orally and in writing the highlights of a written text, short speech, narration, video, film, picture, or photograph, and so on. The learning objectives of this PBL is to be able to introduce the process of building structures and the vocabulary related to these structures in terms of different materials used to the learners. Now, let's jump into the PBL and see what it has. Let's begin this project-based learning sheet by asking learners, do birds have rooms in their nests like our houses? Through the sheet, you can follow the instructions given by the character in the sheet for each activity. Now, let's look at the activities. Activity 1. Color the nests. In this activity, allow learners to have fun with colors as they color the drawings of nests using color pencils or crayons. Let their imagination go wild. Activity 2. Nest building. Here, learners need to pick which of the materials picturized are used by birds to build nests. A small fact is given below this. Encourage learners to reflect on this fact and ask them if they have seen any bird houses in and around the neighborhood. Show them pictures of bird houses so that they will understand what this fact means and recall it better. Activity 3. In this activity, have learners read the table with information about different types of birds and their nests. Once learners read the table, they can move on to answer the questions given below using the information provided in the table. For example, the first question says, the sparrow's nest is in the shape of a dash. Learners can refer to the table and look at information given about sparrows and fill in the blank with the right answer, which is cup. Activity 4. Find out something interesting. Here, learners need to research on the topics given in each box and fill in the list. For example, 3 things birds use to build their nest. For this, encourage learners to look around their environment, talk to people at home, elders, peers, and so on, and ask them for inputs on these questions. For example, in this question, learners can give answers like twigs, leaves, or grass, etc. Activity 5. Build a nest. Here, learners are given a box to draw their own version of a nest. Explain to learners that they can imagine their own nest. How would they build it? What materials would they use? Encourage them to think of what it would look like and draw it in the box. And now, we come to our creative space question. Here, let's ask learners to think about their future homes. What would they like their homes to look like? Once they are done, ask learners to compare their drawings with their peers in class. You will see that a space is provided for learners to write about what they think about their house. Encourage learners to describe their drawing and their picture of their future house using descriptions of the house, the number of rooms, the type of windows, the paint on the walls, etc. Finally, we move to our self-assessment questions. Use this sheet to score the learners on how much they have understood the concept presented in this PBL. Finally, the OMR sheet given at the end of the PBL can be used to help learners practice answering questions for future exams that use the same format.